Postural horse stance. Now, this exercise looks very simple, and ideally, if anyone is watching you doing this, they should think that you're doing absolutely nothing besides being on your hands and your knees. So, it's very important, just like with any other horse stance exercise, to keep your wrist below your shoulder directly, knee right below your hip. Pay attention that your elbows are not turned out, so they rather be turning back. Make sure the back of your neck always remains nice and straight, so don't drop your head nor picking it up. So the back of the neck is nice and straight. Then what I'm going to ask you to do is literally lift up your hand and the opposite leg as high that I could place one sheet of paper underneath. And I'm very specific here with one sheet of paper, so not a stack of papers. It's very important that you only move a tiny bit. I'll explain in a second why that is important. So, the exercise looks like this. I'm lifting up now one hand and the opposite leg. As you saw, there's nothing really changed in my body, in my back. And then you hold it there for 10 seconds, and then you place it down, and then you switch to the other side. If you do it well, your back is not moving whatsoever. This exercise is training a muscle which is called a multifidus, which is basically in your lower back. It is responsible for the segmental stability of your spine, lumbar vertebrae. So it's very important that you only move little, because for most of the time when you need to do this exercise, the reason you're doing this because that particular muscle is very weak. It's not really aiding into the stability of your lower back. Now, the funny thing is that if you're doing this tiny movement, the muscle is working very hard. If you're moving a too big of a movement, most likely what's going to happen, some other muscle is going to take over the job of the multifidus. So it's very important to not allow your spine to move whatsoever. So you're forcing that particular muscle to work very hard. So holding it for 10 seconds, switch to the other side. So this was the postural horse stance.